Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. This is your commentator, Omari Joseph, here with the other Joseph, Tristan Joseph, ahead of the primetime matchup tonight, Guyana versus Suriname.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really good game between host Guyana and Suriname. Of course, Guyana, 1 win, 1 loss. Suriname yet to register a win in this 2025 Women's Caribbean Basketball Championships. This will be Suriname's last game of the tournament. They are 0-3. No wins, 3 losses, and they will be matched up against obviously host Guyana, who is hunting for a top 3 finish in order to get to Central Basket in 2026. Definitely shaping up to be an exciting matchup between these two South American-based countries here, Omari.
Yeah, we're looking at a very interesting matchup tonight. Suriname looking for their first win. Guyana looking to put a second on the board to give themselves a good position ahead of the final day tomorrow. Essentially, what we're looking at tomorrow is 3 teams fighting for qualification still. Virgin Islands already haven't secured qualification. Really and truly, the final day is just to decide which positions teams are going to be finishing.
Definitely, and even though the Virgin Islands are at the top of the table with 3 wins and 0 losses, they still have a game to play again tomorrow against the Bahamas. A potential loss for the Virgin Islands could be catastrophic for a possible championship finish.
Yeah, it certainly could be. However, I think their point differential is so great that I'm not sure even a loss, unless it's a very heavy loss, I'm not even sure a loss could unseat them from that #1 position. And frankly speaking, although I've been the optimist all tournament, I really can't see the Bahamas blowing the Virgin Islands out. Maybe they could spring a surprise with a win, but a blowout, I don't think so.
Definitely, Guyana here. Obviously, the Ramlal sisters went a little bit cold in the game.
Now for the Guyanese national anthem.
See the players meeting at center court to exchange greetings. Cheerful mood ahead of this intense primetime matchup. I'm joined here in the box by Mr. Keon Blades.
Yes, good night, listeners, viewers. Set to see a big game here between between Guyana and
Yeah.
Suriname.
Our referees tonight, Carlos Payares of Colombia, Jose Antonio de Maria of Panama, and Gilbert Bonio of the Virgin Islands. So as you were saying, Keon, you said you're looking forward to an exciting matchup tonight?
Yes, you got Suriname trying to get their first win in this competition so far. Guyana looking to rebound from a loss, heavy defeat in their last match. So this one is slated to be a very excited one as we see the starting five for the Suriname team.
Yes, Shakia Parati, Shaniko Penga, Morelvo Marika, Beyonce Dini, and Morena Letter rounding out the starting five for Suriname. That's been their go-to five throughout the tournament. They're hoping that that five can pick up a quick start and put themselves in a competitive position ahead of the first quarter. I think Suriname have struggled consistently with their starts in this tournament, and if they don't come out the blocks well against Guyana, it's going to be a lot more the same from as for what we've seen from them throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
We now have the Guyana starting five coming up. Naya McDavid at power forward, shooting guard Amisha Ramlal, point guard Ruth Adams, guard Ashna Ramlal, and shooting guard Joy Adams. Again, the same typical starting five we've seen from the Guyana team. They're looking to rebound nicely tonight.
Yeah, Suriname, if they want to get a good start, they need to get their key players in the game pretty early. Pengel is one of those players who've been playing good basketball so far in this tournament, and you'd want to get her involved offensively pretty early in this game. Same goes for Guyana. They would want to try to get their Ramla sisters going pretty early off the perimeter, shooting at the three-point line. And Joy and Ruth Adams, they want to get them driving to the basket pretty early in the game, drawing those fouls and, just trying to attack.
Certainly. As we see Amisha Ramlal leading the scoring for Team Guyana with 20.5 points per game. She's followed up by Ruth Adams with 19 points per game, chipping in with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Then, of course, there's who I would argue is the linchpin for Guyana, Joy Adams, with 12.5 points, 11 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 2 steals. We're seeing a very mature and senior performance throughout this tournament from Joy Adams. She's been the rock for Guyana. Even under pressure, she's been the one keeping the team together.
Yeah, definitely. She's been doing a little bit of everything, guarding the ball, defending well, shooting the ball nicely. Great all-round performance from her so far in this tournament.
Yes, and this is something we've mentioned multiple times throughout our commentary. Each team looks to certain players for leadership, and I'd say the spirit of the team, someone who's able to help the team compose themselves in pressure. We saw Jamaica lacking that today and last night and paying dearly for it. However, we've seen that pop up along almost every other team, even Suriname. You can see
you need that go-to person. We see Ephraim from the U.S. Virgin Island, the energy player that bring the energy to the floor, try to get the team going. So each team need a player like that, just to keep that momentum going, keep boosting the confidence of the team, and driving them forward.
Certainly, I think other than the top players we've been discussing, I think each team also has additional players that we really need to look out for tonight. I think for Guyana, the player I'm expecting to have a good night tonight is Anaya McDavid. Suriname has not been particularly great on the boards, and we've seen Anaya McDavid compete against every team Guyana's played so far, being the Virgin Islands and Bahamas, and she's been dominant on the boards. If she's able to stay out of foul trouble, I think she'll be competitive.
And that's a key point there. Her trying to stay out of the foul, picking up these fouls early in the game. If she can do that, she'll be a very big impact in this game.
Correct. And something else to note ahead of the tip is that Suriname leads the tournament in turnovers per game. I think they're averaging somewhere around between 30 and 32.5 turnovers per game. That's
a heavy percentage right there.
Correct. And Guyana being a team that likes to get out on the break and score quick points, I think is going to be something that Coach Kenneth Avent, I'm sure, he's told the team to capitalize on. Guyana were a bit sloppy in their game versus the Virgin Islands, but let's see what happens tonight. Suriname wins the tip, but it tips it straight to Ruth Adams, who gets an easy 2.
That's a good start. That's a good start to the game for Ruth. Drive into the ring very early.
Beautiful layup by Marika there, cutting through 3 defenders and getting the tough finish over 2. Pass inside to McDavid. McDavid back into Adams. Adams misses the layup.
That should have been converted there. Pretty easy layup for Ruth Adams.
You see the game starting kind of in a frenetic manner.
Yes.
Marika up top, passes in to Parati. Parati goes up, ball hit.
Good steal by McDavid.
No, I think that one was hit out of her hands by the number 2 Ramlal.
And that's a 3 from Amisha Ramlal.
Yep, Amisha Ramlal hits the 3. She got the steal on the tip out on the other end, and then on this end,
good play from both ends from Amisha.
Foul called on Ashna Ramlal there.
It goes back to the point I was making earlier, them trying to get the Ramlal sisters involved in this game pretty early, getting them to shoot the ball as much, as we see a good start so far. I'll get a traveling call against Suriname.
We see very early on, at least on the inbound, Suriname in man defense, trying to deny the ball into Ruth Adams, but she gets it inside to McDavid. McDavid goes, gets it up, and gets the bucket.
That's good power there by McDavis. 2 defender, a bit of bully ball there.
I think David will be able to eat all night if they get the ball to her in these positions. They will see Marika throwing up another tough shot. This one, not
good long pass to McDavis. Good fake layup. That's converted into a 2-point. McDavid starting very fiery in this first quarter.
Yes, I told you she was the player to look out for. And given that Suriname has not been great on the boards or in transition, McDavid is certainly going to be a great outlet for Guyana in these situations. Here we see Ruth Adams attempting to steal, doesn't get it. Pengel keeps the ball, faced up against Amisha Ramlal. She pulls the long 3.
That's off.
That's nothing.
Long pass again intercepted by Suriname. Amisha Ramlal straight to the rack for 2 points.
That was
Ashna Ramlal.
Yeah, that was Ashna Ramlal straight to the rack for 2 points. There we see Guyana profiting from the turnovers and on the fast break. Long cross-court pass to Jadini. Jadini sizes up. Ashna Ramlal loses the ball. Recovered, given to Parati. Parati into Jadini. Jadini goes up. Doesn't get it to drop. Good defense by McDavid. Recovering there. Ashna Ramlal brings the ball up court down center. She pulls for 3. Short. Recovered by McDavid.
McDavid back there again. Eating those offensive rebound, McDavid.
And getting the easy 2 for Guyana. Here we see the trap set for Jadini.
Good hands there from Ruth. Ball up to Ruth Adams. Easy layup.
She misses. She gets her own rebound. Passes to, and that draws the foul and 1. There we see 2 points more for Ashna Ramlal and a chance for a 3-point play at the line.
This is a great start from Guyana so far in this game.
Yes, coming out strong, pressing Suriname, not allowing them to bring the ball up the floor. We see the replay here. Clear foul on Ashna Ramlal by the number 10, Pengel.
You made the point early in the game about McDavid being aggressive from the start. She seems to heard you.
Yeah, I think she did. She did hear me. And as we would have noticed in the first game between the Bahamas and between the Virgin Islands and Jamaica.
Not a steal, another 2-point for Guyana.
There we see the points off turnovers racking up very early on in this first quarter. Good hands, active hands by McDavid. Ball recovered and passed to Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams drives, goes for the layup, doesn't get it to fall. Guyana recovers, poor pass by Pengel. Stolen by Ramlal. 2, that's 3 points. 3 more points for Amisha Ramlal.
Again, we see Suriname turning over the ball a lot so far in this first quarter. As Pengel drives to the ring, good scoop layup there for Pengel.
Well, that's the weakness of pressing full court or setting traps, once a player is able to beat them, there is a clear path to the basket. We see that easy points there by Pengel. However, Guyana's early pressure is paying dividends.
Definitely. Key to see movement of the ball. McDavid with a jumper. That's 2-point conversion for McDavid.
Here we see
good
McDavid
movement off
early.
the ball.
Yes, beautiful movement off the ball. Excellent observation there, Keon. We see Guyana's press. The goal of Guyana's press is to keep the ball out of the primary handlers for Suriname. Parati is trying to provide some release for Pengel. However, we see her unable. So another steal by McDavid. Passes up the court to Ruth Adams.
That's too long of a pass by Joy.
Yes, too long of a pass by Joy Adams. I think she didn't take the time to spot Ruth. Nonetheless, we see again
the turnover of the ball from Suriname.
Correct.
That percentage is going to rack up if they continue like this for the rest of the night. That's a traveling.
Yeah, that's a travel by Marika. She fell and then got up, and well, the ball, she stopped dribbling the ball. So if that happens, it'll automatically count as a travel. That's another turnover there for.
That's good
Suriname.
pressure defending from Guyana, though.
Yeah, excellent defense by Ruth. She kept moving her feet, kept her hands in the air and off the defender. No opportunity for the ref to call a foul. McDavid sizing up on the outside. Ashton Ramlal to Ruth. Ruth into McDavid. McDavid takes the dribble. Steps in, passes. Oh, she doesn't get the...
McDavid movement of the ball so far in this game is something to watch.
Yep.
She's been finding open spaces on the court, moving a lot, finding good passes, converting those layups. Dominant so far in this quarter.
Yes, of course, lots of people, even the crowd, is going to be fascinated and wowed by the three-point shooting of the Ramlal sisters. However, the dirty work is what gets the job done, and so far that's what's made all of this possible. Correct. Beautiful inbound play.
Good inbound pass. Getting Joy Adams.
Joy Adams, yes.
Straight to the rack. Good 1-2 pass there from Suriname.
Good pass into Marika.
And that's another turnover.
David passes to Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams goes for the drive, doesn't get it to fall. McDavid with a rebound. Remaining with another rebound, gets the fall.
McDavid, no, it's waved off. It's going to be called on the floor, but the power by McDavid between those three defenders there. Dominant in the paint so far.
Absolutely dominant. McDavid has come out tonight as a woman on a mission. It's clear to see.
I mean, we've seen a bit of it in the earlier games, but tonight she looked really fired up tonight in this one.
Adams
that's a long two.
Yeah, that's a long two.
Long two from Joy Adams.
Here we see the full court press still by Guyana. They're trying to keep the ball out of the primary ball handler's hands. Marika loses the ball.
That's another turnover.
To Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams with the layup. Easy bucket for Guyana.
I think the Suriname team needs to... they're calling a timeout.
There we see the dominance by McDavid in the paint there.
They need to regroup the Surinames. It's not looking good so far in this first quarter.
Yes, Guyana's come out with a lot more energy. We have to be understanding of Suriname's situation. However, this is their fourth consecutive game on consecutive nights. So
yeah, that could be a bit
tiring. Yeah, it could be understood that, you know, they don't necessarily have the legs coming out tonight. However, I think a lot of these turnovers had little to do with legs and more to do with pass selection.
Just bad passes.
Yeah.
Bad passes. Another thing to as you talk about them being a bit gassed because of playing 4 games in a row, it goes back to your bench strength. Now, if you have players you could bring off the bench and give you some points, you will be able to rest your key players. But so far, Suriname hasn't been able to find anybody to give them that spark off the bench.
Indeed, and I have to say, even among their starters, the production has not been that great. I mean, their leading scorer, Pengel, is only at 10.3 points per game. I think that's the lowest average score for a leading scorer of any team in this tournament.
Well, they need to regroup now.
Yeah, they certainly need to regroup, find a way back into this game, find some sort of rhythm, and get buckets. I think one of the issues Suriname has had actually is finishing. If you look throughout the tournament,
their conversion rate is pretty low.
Throughout the tournament, they've been getting looks. They just haven't been able to finish.
That's another turnover again. Joy for a long three. That's off.
I'm not sure why she picked up her, the Surinamese player picked up her dribble there. Good block. Good block by Ruth Adams there on Marika.
Yeah.
I hope they counted it as a block. The ref initially thought Marika threw the ball out.
Yes, he did.
It was quite clear that there was a deflection. I hope Ruth Adams gets that block on her stats. Telegraphed inbounds pass, picked off by Joy Adams, up to Ashna Ramlal. Ashna across to Misha for the easy two.
Too easy. The Ramlal sisters combinating there for the easy two. And there's a jump set. And that's a pick again.
And one. Foul there committed against
Suriname cannot keep hold of the ball so far in this first quarter.
Yep, and Guyana is getting out on the break. Getting these fast break points.
Yes, point exactly. The fast break points is going to hurt Suriname somehow.
Yeah, when you look at the team comparisons, Guyana has almost double the number of fast break points as Suriname. We saw in every game, even the one where they struggled against the Virgin Islands, Guyana tries to get out on the break and get these easy buckets. And a team like Suriname, which turns over the ball more than any other, these fast breaks are going to be crucial. Here we see another break started by the miss from Penga. Joy Adams brings it straight up the court, kicks it to Amisha Ramlal. Amisha doesn't get the three to fall. Good box out. We see two players put on McDavid to box her out.
That seems to be the strategy now for Suriname. Try to box out McDavid from the center.
Yeah, we see the number 15 combining with Jadini to box out McDavid there.
That's a corner three. That's nothing but net.
Corner three scored by Amisha Ramlal. Yeah, so we see Marina Letta and Jadini combining there to box out McDavid. Maybe that'll give an opportunity for another player to feast on the boards, but for now it's clear that Suriname does not want McDavid anywhere near to the rim. Pengel inside, feed to Vianen. Vianen puts it up, doesn't get it to go. Recovered by Joy Adams, brings it up the court. In to Amisha Ramlal. Pass too high, too hot.
That's a too hot pass for Amisha Ramlal. Good look away pass, but just a bit too hot from Joy Adams there.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of the difficulties that Nesbitt had in her second game from Joy Adams today. Nesbitt was overcooking a lot of those passes. She found her range last night. Joy was hitting her passes in the two previous games, but it seems tonight she's overcooked a few of them.
Definitely. Suriname in bong the ball, Pengel in bong. She looks to push the ball up the court here.
Pengel beats the trap, passes to Jadini. Jadini sizes up Arshia Ramlal. Arshia Ramlal stays with Jadini inside to Letta.
That's another turnover. Ball pushed up to Ramlal. Easy layup here as she converted the 2 point.
Another pair of points off a fast break. Good steal by Ruth Adams. You see active hands in the passing lane. These passes have been telegraphed by Suriname. Picked off and led to an easy break. Inside dribble by Jadini. Jadini puts it up, doesn't get it to go. Recovered by Amisha Ramlal.
Ruth beat the defender.
Joy beats the defender.
Joy, sorry.
In. Ruth doesn't get it, but passes it out. Top three for Amisha Ramlal.
That's another one from Amisha Ramlal.
Here we see how prolific three-point shooting can be for running up the score. It's already 40 points scored in the first quarter with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go.
Heavy score in a span. Pengel looked to answer and she misses.
I think this is the highest scoring quarter of any team in the tournament so far, and there's still time to go. Pass out to Ashna. Ashna doesn't get it to drop. Stolen. Easy bucket. Stolen by Ashna Ramlal. Ashna gets it to Amisha. Amisha gets the easy two. The Surinamese are being swarmed by the Guyanese defense early in the game.
Again, it goes back to show once you get those perimeter shooters going, it's lights out pretty early in the game.
Another steal. Joy Adams up again. Is her and let her alone. Joy Adams with a step.
Oh, good
Gets
step
the
over
easy
there.
bucket. That's 42
The Guyana
points.
team is running red hot right now in this first quarter.
44 points in the first quarter by the Guyana team. Lovely look and pass in by Pengel, but the pass back was telegraphed from Jadini. That's another steal. Joy takes the open three, doesn't get it to fall. That was a heat check. She apologizes to her team and to the crowd. She knows she was just taking that one as a temperature test. Here we see Joy Adams check out to the game. Jamaicy Ogle just checks in for her first minutes of the night. Suriname with a great pass in. Lovely hesitation from the number 9 of Suriname. Gets the bucket. That's Jamira Kabenda with a bucket. Her first points of the night. Ruth Adams with the drive. The ball tipped by the number 14 of Suriname. That's Narden. Good defense by Narden. Here we see another turnover for Suriname. The pass is too hot.
The turnovers are hurting Suriname pretty early in this game in the first quarter. Too many turnovers leading to fast break points for Guyana.
Without taking a look at the box score, Keon, I want you to guess how many turnovers Suriname have had already in this game.
Definitely double figure. I will say around 20.
Well, that's actually a good guess. So far, Suriname has had 17 turnovers in the game. Those 17 turnovers have led.
And that's just the first quarter, 17 turnovers.
Yep, 17 turnovers in the first quarter. First quarter comes to an end. The score is 44-6. Guyana leads by 38 at the end of the first quarter.
This is probably the most dominant performance we've seen in the first quarter so far in this tournament.
Yes, it's by far the highest scoring first opening quarter of the tournament. I'm interested to see how the rest of the game goes, because if 44 was scored in the first quarter, what happens when fatigue becomes a factor, when frustration becomes a factor, and if other players happen to get hot? We've only seen so far 3 of the Guyanese players really get hot from beyond the arc.
As a coach, seemed to be very animated here, the Suriname coach, trying to spark his team up a bit. From what I can point out from the first quarter is that Suriname hasn't found a good ball handler to bring the ball up the court. They're attempting a lot of long passes, which is off and leading to the turnover.
Correct. I think that Pengel is clearly the best ball handler on the Surinamese team, or at least she's shown herself to be the best ball handler. Behind her, I'd put Narden and Mariko as 2 good ball handlers for the Surinamese team. However, both Narden and Mariko have been guilty of picking up the dribble unnecessarily. Right? Under no pressure, they pick up the dribble and attempt these long passes, which are being read and picked off by the Guyanese players. I also want to give some credit to Jadini. She's another good ball handler, but she as well has been guilty of the same thing, picking up her dribble and attempting some risky, unnecessary passes.
They need to come up with a plan very quickly here.
Yeah, well, let's see if they're able to make any adjustments out of the timeout, out of the break, sorry. We're just a few seconds away from the start of the second quarter. Parati in to inbound the ball. We see Narden on the floor instead of Parati. And Judini handling the ball up top for Suriname. Reminder that this is the second quarter. The score is 44-6. Guyana leads Suriname. Parati gets the ball inside against Arshio. Goes up for 2. Good defense by Arshio. Ruth Adams corrals the ball and gets an easy 2 as the putback off of the miss from Amisha Ramlal. Good give and go from Jadini and Narden.
That's just a poor shot there from the Surinames there. Oh, good save.
Good save, but save straight to Mariko. Mariko comes up the court rapidly, beats 3 Guyanese defenders, goes up, too strong. Recovered by Parati, who puts it back.
Good put back there by Parati.
Here we have Ashna Ramlal bringing the ball up the floor. Taking it down the left wing. Drives baseline, passes into
pass.
Amisha. Amisha passes out to Arshia. Arshia with the 3. Doesn't get it to fall. Long rebound corralled by Marika. Marika drives against Amisha. Amisha gets called for a foul.
On Amisha there. Apart from the offense by Guyana, Guyana defense has been pretty good so far in this game.
Yeah, they've been smothering defense. I think that's been shown to be Suriname's weakness throughout the tournament. And also Guyana got a taste of it last night when they played the Virgin Islands.
Yep.
The defense smothered them, not giving them a chance to really get settled and put the ball on the floor. And in those situations, experience is what helps you to keep a clear mind.
Definitely.
And not
how
get
you
flustered.
deal with the pressure. How you deal with the pressure.
Correct.
So Suriname needs to get something going here in this game.
Judini calling for the play, feeds it inside to Narden. Narden turns, looks for options and movement off the ball, doesn't get it. She spins again, puts up a wild shot taken by Ruth Adams there. Ruth Adams passes it up the floor.
Good bounce pass to McDavid, and that's an easy 2.
Another 2 scored by Anaya McDavid.
That's a good bounce pass from Ramlal there.
Back in the game and back on the score sheet. Anaya McDavid with 8 points to start the game. The leading scorer for Guyana, however, is Amisha Ramlal with 20.
That's a 3 there by Suriname. Narden.
Yeah, Narden. That's Narden there with a 3 to answer. Ruth Adams has it on the perimeter, passes
Good
in to
pass.
McDavid.
McDavid with a
long
jumper.
2. Doesn't get it to fall. Recovered over the back foul committed by Jamesi Ogle.
Again, Guyana movement off the ball seems to be pretty good tonight. Something we didn't see them do much in the last game.
Certainly, and McDavid's movement was great along the baseline there. I think either the pass was too late or she took a little too long to get her feet set there, because had she received the ball just a little bit earlier, she'd be perfectly in the low block to attack. Nonetheless, we want to see more of this off the ball movement for the rest of the night, so I'm looking forward to see what's next.
As we see, number 11 Copperfield comes in the game there for Guyana.
Yeah, so the 5 on the floor for Guyana currently are Ruth Adams, Keisha Copperfield, Arshia Ramlal, Anaya McDavid, and Jamesi Ogle. Right now, Guyana has 2 locally based players on the floor. Telegraph pass, but it somehow makes it to Parati. Parati's tracked by Ruth Adams. Parati goes up. Yep, that's a foul. Sorry, by Copperfield. She was tracked by Copperfield. Copperfield fouls Parati there on the drive. Smart play by Parati.
Another point to note for the Suriname team here. Every time they get the ball, the player with the ball just seems to put their head down and drive to the ring. Not looking for open players, not looking to pass the ball, just trying to get to the ring. And this leads to a lot of turnover for them so far in this game.
You're right, and you want to know something very interesting. So you're mentioning it's leading to a lot of turnovers, right? And they're putting their heads down and not looking to pass. You want to guess how many assists per game the Suriname team averages?
I'm not going to guess.
Suriname team averages only 3.3 assists per game. That's the entire team here.
That's crazy. It goes back to the point I'm making. They're not looking to pass the ball as much in the game. Just looking to drive the ball all the time. Long passes that is being intercepted all the time.
Yeah, you can actually argue that what you're seeing from the Surinamese team is hero ball. You can compare that to a team like Jamaica, which averages 13.7 assists per game. Or you can look at the Bahamas, who we saw in action last night, and the Bahamian team averages 17 assists per game. There we see a 3 scored by those Narden.
Narden, yes.
Yeah,
Narden.
another 3 by Narden. Narden standing up.
Seems to bring some spark to the Suriname team so far.
Amisha Ramlal for the long 3. Answers. Narden gets the crowd back into the game, taking the score to 51 for Guyana with 6 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first half. Narden inside against Copperfield.
Oh, good
Lovely
fake
move
by Narden.
Too strong, however. Ball recovered by Arshia Ramlal, but tipped out of bounds by the Surinamese. Looks like the number 9 for Suriname. Ruth Adams tries to drop dribble, picked off by Narden. Narden passes too strong for Jadini, stolen by Arshia Ramlal. Another turnover for Suriname. McDavid has a clear path to the basket.
Oh, good pass.
Tries. The pass was a little short for Copperfield, but Guyana has a chance to reset. McDavid feeds it inside to Ruth Adams. Adams tries to feed it in to Jameer Ogle. Doesn't get it to go. McDavid brings the ball back up top. Double dribble by Adams. Double dribble by McDavid there.
Our first mistakes for the night so far.
Yeah, poor communication, I think, between Ogle and Adams. Sorry, not Adams, Ogle and McDavid. I think Ogle's positioning has been pretty bad, actually, to start the game. She's gotten in the way of her teammate, and she hasn't found herself in good positions to corral the rebound. She really needs to get her head in the game. And there we see again Copperfield and Ogle getting in each other's way, losing the easy rebound. There was no Surinamese player fighting for the ball. It was just the two of them.
Yes, correct point.
This could be due to the fact that they haven't seen a lot of minutes, so there is going to be some level of rust and lack of chemistry. So this would be the perfect time for them to get in and figure that out.
As we see a turnover there by Ogle.
Yep, turnover there by Ogle, but I would actually say that turnover is on Copperfield. Copperfield tried to pass to Ogle, but Ogle was not looking in her direction. Pass to Arshia Ramlal. Drains the 3.
The Ramlal sisters are
lighting it up from
getting
the
it done tonight for Guyana. But that's good hands.
Tips the ball. Great hands from McDavid, denying the pass out to Jadini.
As we see the two players you were speaking of just now, checking out of the game.
Yes, that's Copperfield and Ogle checking out of the game. Good to see that they've got about 4 minutes each at the start of this second quarter. I hope to see them again in the game, and I really hope that when they come back, they manage to get themselves into the game. Wild shot there by Slagveer.
Just throwing the ball up there.
Good off the ball movement by Joy Adams. Recovered there by McDavid for the easy 2. There we see bully ball again.
She's making this look too easy tonight, McDavid. Well, that's a spin.
The initial movement by Adams created a space for McDavid at the bottom of the paint there, and you see as soon as she got in position, Adams fed her the ball.
Yeah, she's been dominant tonight so far in this game.
And just as we saw in the previous game, they were feeding George. As soon as George got in position, they were feeding her the ball. I'm gonna recall some of what I heard from Tristan earlier today and say, hey, it's time to clear that plate. If you want to eat, feed her.
Definitely.
Narden up against Ashna Ramlal. Narden picks up her dribble, passes out to Slagveer.
Good defending there. Good defending there. That leads to the turnover.
Good defense and pressure. It seems outside of Narden, everyone else on the Surinamese team is afraid to take a shot. We saw Slagveer shoot wildly just now, sending the ball straight out of bounds. The Surinamese have yet to settle into this game.
There seems to be no chemistry with the team. As we would say, individual ball, hero ball playing right now by the Suriname team.
Fadeaway jumper there by McDavid. Doesn't get it to go. Doesn't get the rebound either, but the Guyanese defense is already back and set, waiting as Mariko brings the ball up the floor. Passes into Slagveer. Slagveer takes it to the baseline. Passes back to Mariko. Mariko drives, goes up, doesn't get it to finish.
Long pass
to Amisha Ramlal. Amisha gets the easy 2 on the fast break.
That's a good long pass by Joy Adams there to find Amisha Ramlal.
Narden controlling the pace of things. Pass is too high and too hot.
Leads to another turnover for Suriname.
That pass was too high and too hot for Kabendo. Kabendo tried to get a fingertip to it. Doesn't manage it. Here we see Joy Adams bring the ball up center court. If you notice how the Guyanese are set up, they've spaced the floor. There's no one in the paint right now.
Yes, and good ball movement, good passes, leading to the open tree, but it's off.
Long rebound. Corral tipped by McDavid to Amisha Ramlal. Amisha Ramlal secures it, passes it back up top to Joy Adams. Joy Adams drives to Archie up, back out to Archie. Archie with the open three, doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Amisha.
Too easy.
Too easy.
None of the Suriname players are not there to collect that offensive board.
Well, the reason why they weren't there is because two of them moved to box out McDavid. We saw Letter and someone else step to block McDavid out. Another fast break point. That's 2 points for Joy Adams.
This is beginning to get a bit nasty for Suriname here.
Narden up against Joy Adams, passes to Mariko. Mariko pressured immediately by Amisha Ramlal. Mariko drives, gets the foul, but doesn't get it to go.
That's a good drive there by Mariko. We need to see more of these plays by the Suriname team. Drive into the board, try to get those the contact, and head to the free throw line.
Yes, here we see the replay. Good drive by Mariko. Looks like a hand on the hip there from Amisha Ramlal. That's going to be a foul on Amisha Ramlal. Her second foul of the game. Ball up top to Jadini, in the corner to Slagveer. Slagveer for three, doesn't get it to fall. Rebounded by McDavid. McDavid to Adams, bringing it up the court. Here we see again the Guyanese offense spreads the floor. There's no one in the paint. Letter is there alone. Good ball movement. Surinamese defense recovers. Here we have Archie free at the top. She pulls for three, doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by McDavid. McDavid with the easy put back after the rebound.
The ball movement of Guyana tonight is something to watch here. Both on and off the ball movement has been very good for Guyana so far.
100%. And the Surinamese defense is finding it hard to keep up.
That's good hands there by Amisha
Ramlal.
Ramlal.
Doesn't manage to corral it, but it goes out of bounds for an inbound for Suriname. We see three players checking in for Guyana. Copperfield back, Ogle back, along with, is that Romain?
Romain, yes. Romain checked in the game there.
So the five on the floor for Guyana: Archie Ramlal, Keisha Copperfield, Anaya McDavid, Jamaisi Ogle, and Romain. I think this is the first time we have a majority local lineup on the floor for Guyana. Wild pass inside by the number 9 of Suriname. That's Kabendo. Ball goes directly out of bounds. Copperfield inbounds to Romain. Romain brings the ball up, calls the play. Pass out to Copperfield. Copperfield to Ogle. Ogle finds Archie. Archie finds McDavid. McDavid goes to three, doesn't. Passes up to Copperfield instead. Copperfield doesn't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up and gets the foul. That's a trip to the line for Keisha Copperfield. Her chance for her first 2 points of the game.
Again, we see Suriname not boxing out properly, giving up that offensive board. Let's see Guyana getting 2 free throws here.
Yeah, and I was looking at Copperfield during the warm-ups, and she strikes me as a very jovial player. I saw her cracking a lot of jokes, chatting, being very chatty with her teammates, and it looks like she's very much an energy player. She gets the friendly bounce on the second attempt. Friendly player getting the friendly bounce. Here we see her on defense up against Jadini. Excellent defense by Copperfield and Jadini. Wow. Great three by Marika there. Hand in her face.
Long tree there. Long tree.
Copperfield fakes the shot, drives. Floater too strong. 22 seconds left in the half. That's a foul committed on Marika by Romain. That's the 5th team foul for Guyana, sending Marika to the line. Marika's been pushing the envelope for the Guyana team. I think we saw this same issue with Romain when she came in the previous game. Just being a little too aggressive on defense. I mean, we haven't seen the Surinamese making a lot of these shots. I'm not suggesting that you be a turnstile and just to let the attacker through, but you don't necessarily need to be reaching, given that there's not a significant threat on the offense.
Yeah, definitely. And the game is not that close.
Correct.
It's a big margin, a big lead. So you don't need to do anything different. Just stick to the basic.
Well, looks like Arsha Ramla called the ISO play there. Dribbling, sizing up, tries to do the inside pass to McDavid. Doesn't get it to go. Passes up to Marika. Marika doesn't get the shot off before the buzzer. At halftime, the score is 65-18. Well, Guyana's scoring cooled off a bit in that second half, perhaps owing to the fact that the coach did a lot of rotations in that second half. Nonetheless, 21 points scored in the second quarter, taking the score to 65 for Guyana, 19 for Suriname. What do you make of that first half?
I think Guyana came out from ball one, dominated the floor. The Surinamese wasn't ready for the amount of energy played in that first half. They weren't passing the ball enough. They weren't looking for open players. They weren't driving to the rack enough. They wasn't converting their free throws enough. It was just all in all a poor half by Suriname.
Yeah, it was. It might have actually been their worst of the tournament. I'll have to double check with the first game. Nonetheless, we have to give credit to the Guyanese, how they came out today. Credit to the local players who came in and kept up the pressure as the second quarter wore on. Now here at halftime here, I'm just sitting down wondering, what are the coaches going to be saying to the teams at this point in time? I'm thinking, if I'm the Surinamese coach, it's the final game of the tournament. I think I'd be telling my players to go out there, play with some pride.
Play free, just play free basketball.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. You're just here to go out there, just have some fun, get the job done, and finish the tournament strong. If I'm the Guyanese coach, I'm telling my players, especially the ones who may not necessarily have gotten a lot of minutes, hey, this is your chance to get your name on that.
Yeah, get some minutes in, shine a bit, get your name on the board. Yeah, definitely.
I think ahead of the final day, we saw the emergence of the Merit last night. The Merit was absolute money.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
And that came off of the back of a couple of cameos in the 2 previous games. She got a little bit of minutes in the first 2 games. She showed what she could do, and then last night she got to really shine. I think the same might be possible for some of the Guyanese players if they get a little bit of minutes here and there, and then tomorrow they may have the opportunity to shine.
Yeah. So this was a pretty stiff half for Suriname. I do hope that they could go back to the drawing board, come out a little more attacking, converting those attacks, be a little bit better on the defensive end, because as we could see, the Ramla sisters has been open from the perimeter the entire first half in this game so far.
Correct. We have 24 points for Amisha Ramla, 6 points for Arshia, and 10 points for Ashna. So the Ramla sisters combining for 40 of Guyana's 65 points. The next highest scorer being Anaya McDavid with her 12 in 15 minutes, shooting 60% from the field, 6 and 9 from 2 points, and missing her only three-point attempt of the game. She hasn't had a trip to the line, but she's had 7 rebounds, 5 of those being offensive rebounds. So Anaya McDavid has been huge for Guyana. Now, if you want to do a quick turnover check, we've been doing this all tournament. Guyana's only had 8 turnovers. Meanwhile, you can compare that to Suriname, who's had 22 turnovers.
Not good at all. Not good at all. Not protecting the ball as they should. The Surinames. And it goes back to the point I made earlier of them not finding a good ball handler to bring the ball up the court, to protect the ball, to set plays. And that's the difference in the Guyana team. The Guyana team have multiple ball handlers that can control the ball, bring the ball up the court, set plays, and then turn those plays into conversions.
Correct. And just before we close for the halftime break, I want to say that this game actually should be good preparation for Guyana in their matchup against Jamaica, because Jamaica is another team that averages lots of turnovers per game. And coming up against a team like that, Guyana needs to have the mentality that this same kind of smothering defense is going to be necessary if you want to put Jamaica under pressure and try to catch them out on the break. Because if we're looking at Jamaica's averages right now, Jamaica are actually averaging 30 turnovers per game. Guyana needs to look at every one of those turnovers as a chance for 2 or 3 points. Guyana is one of only 2 teams I've seen in the entire tournament attempt threes on the fast break after a turnover. The other team being the Bahamas, who we saw profit heavily off of those fast break attempts. So for Guyana, if they're able to capitalize on this in the next game against Jamaica, it could be really good. Nonetheless, this game is far from over. They need to focus out here, and we look forward to see what they do in the second half. This is Keon Blades and Amari Joseph signing off for the first half. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
A big thank you to the Ministry of Culture and Sport, the Guyana Olympic Association, and the Guyana Basketball Federation, along with our valued partners, Victoria Green, Guyana, Main Logistics, MCM,
Scotty's Smokehouse, MVP Sports, Ad Nation, Mighty Graphics, Palm Court, Let We Ride, and the Guyana Tourism Authority.
Back in the box with me, checking in again, is Tristan Joseph. Tristan, we just saw an incredible, explosive performance by the Guyanese offense. Second half ahead. What are your thoughts?
Man, I was enjoying the game. I can't be biased, but I thought Guyana just came out really hot from the start, and they just started lacing some trees up. Suriname, as usual, multiple unnecessary, not uncharacteristics, but characteristically turnover. Their turnovers have been ridiculous, and Guyana understands that if they've been pressuring them.
Yeah, I think Guyana has a great opportunity to have a strong finish to the tournament, playing two teams back-to-back that have the number one and number two teams for turnovers in the tournament. Guyana's proven themselves to be one of the best at capitalizing on those turnovers, the best being the Virgin Islands. If Guyana is able to take that energy into the final game, which is against Jamaica, the second leading turnover team, it's going to be a rain.
Definitely, Oh, what a pass, and Joy Adams misses his
intelligent pass by McDavid. She got doubled. This is something Keon pointed out in the first half. I pointed it out as well. On both the offensive and defensive glass, we see Suriname doubling McDavid to limit her ability to impact the game.
Well, since the start of the tournament, good shot by Jadini, 3 from beyond the arc. But I think that's always been an issue for Suriname from the beginning of the tournaments, giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. So to see them come out and try to double one of Guyana's leading rebounders, it's a key strategy, but it's still not working for them.
Certainly.
Nardine loses, well, was tipped by Ramlal. Nardine will inbound the ball. And that's going to be a foul on Joy Adams.
I think it was an inadvertent foul. She apologized immediately and helped Nardin to her feet. But yeah, there's still a foul. Possession stays with Suriname. That's the first team foul on Guyana for the second half.
Jadini with the ball, sizing up Ramlal. Makes a move.
Pull back on Ashna Ramlal.
Passes it to Nardine in the paint. Takes a wild shot. Rebounded by Joy Adams, who's one of Guyana's leading rebounders as well. She's averaging a near triple-double.
Doesn't get it to go. Recovered by Joy Adams. Joy Adams finds space.
Oh, what a pass by Joy to David.
Yeah, beautiful find, beautiful feed to McDavid under the rim, and McDavid feasting in the paint once again for another easy two.
Champion Chowman.
Yes,
Meal of the day.
We're back with the champion Chowman. Open three for Jadini. She doesn't get it to drop. She had a long two just a few moments ago. Poor pass by Joy Adams, picked up by Jadini.
It's critical that Guyana don't get too complacent here and just give the ball away with...
Good pass into Nardin. She doesn't get the control, doesn't get the finish either. Recovered by Joy Adams. Joy Adams drives around.
Good pass to McDavid. Easy pass.
Another easy two for McDavid.
A clinic in passing by Joy Adams.
Well, I think right now I wouldn't call it a clinic because she's had one good pass, one poor pass, and then one poor pass, and then one good pass. So she's kind of 50-50 right now on the passing, but when she's getting it right, it's some really good passes to find her teammates.
Well, I mean, not all clinics are good.
Touche, touche. Here we see Ruth Adams with the ball. Passes it in the corner to Ashna Ramlal. Ashna back to Ruth with a give and go. Foul called on Nardin on the inside pass. Sticking her hands in the cookie jar there.
Ruth receives the inbound. Ramlal on the top of the key.
Up top to Joy Adams. Drive to Ramlal. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound corralled by Jadini. We see again two people put on McDavid to keep her out of the paint.
Oh,
Beautiful
what a spin by Pengel.
Doesn't get the finish.
Wow.
We saw a lot of that from Suriname yesterday. Lovely moves, but no finish. Great feed up the court to Adams on the fast break. That's 2 points, and you'll see that so often happening to Suriname.
Good pick by Joy, but steps out of bounds.
Yeah, steps out of bounds, giving possession right back to Suriname. But going back to my previous point, we saw a lot of that from Suriname yesterday and the day before, where a miss, good flashy play, a miss, and then a miss leads to them getting punished on the other end.
Yeah, because I think because too, Suriname does not get back on defense fast enough. They struggle. They're not a very fast team. They're a little bit slow.
Good fake by Ruth Adams and finish.
And she flexes.
I'm not sure why she flexed though. That wasn't a particularly strong play. This was a smart one.
Hey, intimidation. That's what it is. I don't need to be strong to flex.
See the crowd filling out here. There we see smart play by Ruth. Fakes,
with
stops,
the flex,
and
yeah, that's what it
love
is.
To see the flex. Good to see the refs didn't call a tech on that one. Great spin by Mariko. Good block from behind by.
That's a tech.
By Amisha Ramlal. Was that a technical foul? Yes, that's a technical foul called on Mariko. I think she expressed her frustration at the refs there. She expected a foul call, didn't get it, said something. We couldn't hear what she said from the commentary box. That was all the way on the other end of the floor. But it was enough to earn a technical foul, and with Joy Adams to the line to take the resulting foul shots.
And Mariko will head to the bench after the tech.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the day, Fairweather get 2 techs in under a minute
Yeah.
and got ejected. I think the Suriname coach taking precautions there.
Good shot by Joy. Scores the technical free throw. And Guyana will retain possession of the basketball. Ramlal with the ball, passes to her sister. He passes to McDavid. McDavid swings to Ruth David on the top of the arc. McDavid, Hezi.
Yep, that's a
About
travel. Again, the stutter step in after receiving the ball. That's always going to be called as a travel. We've seen so many of those today. I think we've seen twice as many travels today as we have yesterday. Full court pressure by Guyana. Double team, that's a trap set there, but Suriname manages to break the trap. They don't capitalize. But another trap set. Trap pays dividends. Jadini's outside pass stolen. Joy Adams doesn't get the finish. Rebounded by McDavid. McDavid puts it back up for another easy 2. McDavid dominating the offensive glass and feasting with these points, forcing Suriname to call a timeout. The score is 76-21 in favor of Guyana with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. The explosiveness continues, not so much from behind the 3-point line, but on the fast break, on the offensive glass, and inside the paint.
Definitely, Guyana taking full advantage of every single misstep by the Surinamese ladies. I think Guyana is definitely in with a shot of being the only team to score above 100 points twice in this tournament. They're already at 76 points with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third, and still a quarter of play left. So this looks like it's going to be a very big win for the Guyanese squad, which would give them a very strong possibility to finish in first, depending on how things go tomorrow.
Yes, very much so depending on how things go tomorrow. Their fate is not in their own hands. It would require Bahamas to upset the very dominant Virgin Islands team. As optimistic as I am, I don't expect a Bahamian upset of the Virgin Islands team. There's way too many weapons on that squad. Even the emergence of the Merit, I don't think that's enough to take the Bahamians over the edge. Nonetheless, Guyana needs to focus on the factors they can control, and the factors they can control is the score tonight. And the score tonight so far is looking very good for them.
Indeed.
Yes, Guyana is the only team to score over 100 points in the tournament, and they have a chance to be the only team to do it twice. Long shot by Ashna Ramlal, doesn't finish, but recovered by Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams with a lovely spin move on the baseline. Doesn't get it to go, gets her own rebound, puts it up, doesn't get it to go. Oh my, but that's a foul by Ashna Ramlal. Ruth Adams with 3 bites at the cherry, doesn't get any of them to finish, but and possession returns to Suriname. I think there was some contact there under the rim. You see the Surinamese player on the floor holding her face.
That looks like it's Nardine.
Yeah, that is Nardine on the floor there. She contested the shot. She might have caught an elbow to the face. Hopefully we can see the rebound. Let's see. Yes, she did. Yeah. She did catch an elbow to the face from Ashna Ramlal, clearly inadvertent. She turned into the
oh, what a cross by Pengel.
Great crossover by Pengel. Lovely fake pass, and then eventually actual pass to Jadini. She's been a really good ball handler for Suriname throughout the tournament. I think her physical fitness and conditioning might not be the best, but she's certainly smooth with the basketball.
Definitely. From the beginning, I saw Pengel and said, yes, that's the best player on the squad. But she is just not going to be good enough in these games to lead her team to any sort of win. Again, this is Suriname's final game. What a shot by Joy.
By Joy Adams.
3-ball corner pocket. And here comes Ruth with a steal
by Ruth Adams.
Looking for a pass.
To take her spot. That's doesn't go too long. Recovered, doesn't recovered by Ashna. Ashna passes back in to Ruth
Joy
Adams. Ruth
lines
to
it
Joy.
up.
Joy lines up another three. Doesn't get it to go. Held up there. Think we're gonna have a jump ball there, or is it a foul? Do we have a jump ball there? Yes. Possession goes the way of Suriname. So while we've been chatting back and forth, McDavid has quietly crept up to 18 points on the game, 9 of 12 from the 2-point range, and 9 of 13 from the field. With 9 rebounds, she's safely on her way to a double-double.
Yeah, Amisha Ramlal as well with 24 points. And she has shot pretty well from the 3-point arc, with going 4 of 7 and hitting 6 of 7 from inside the 3-point area.
That's not something you hear very often, inside the 3-point area.
Yeah.
But I understand exactly what you mean, and I'm sure our viewers do too. Good move there by Pengel, unable to finish, recovered by Joy. Joy passes up to Ruth, Ruth into McDavid. McDavid with another easy 2, taking her to 20 points on the night. Beautiful ball movement, excellent play on the fast break by Guyana. The score is up now to 81 points, 60-point lead in the game. That's the biggest lead we've seen by any team in any game in this tournament.
Definitely, Guyana just muscling their way.
Lovely long pass by Joy Adams in to Ashna Ramlal. Ashna Ramlal off the glass for the easy 2. The score is 83 to 21.
Guyana's feasting right now.
Yes, Guyana's feasting. This is the same champion chow mein you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is one hell of a display by the Guyana team.
Champion chow mein with some corned beef.
The Jamaicans or Jamaican colleagues might call it bully beef.
But yeah, Guyana is definitely dominating this game. Suriname probably doesn't know what hit them.
Not a steal by Joy Adams there. She's coming straight up the floor looking for a throw. Heat check 3 by Joy Adams. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebounded.
That's a foul.
That's a foul there, yes. Rebounded by Amisha Ramlal. Foul drawn on Mariko. Mariko noticeably muted since checking back into the game. I think she's avoiding getting a second technical. As soon as that foul was called, she just turned and walked away.
Suriname still stuck on 21 points. The scoring drought.
Yeah, there we see the foul there committed by Mariko. She sees it. Yeah, she did show some discontent, but she turned and walked away. Foul there committed by Amisha Ramlal. I think, as frustrated as she might be about that call, she just got the exact same call under the basket.
Yeah.
So I don't think she can be too upset there. 2 minutes and 40 seconds and change left in the third quarter. The score is 84 to 21. We have Parati looking.
Pengel for the 3.
Pengel pulls up the 3.
In and out. Oh my goodness.
That had to be agonizing. The stroke looked good, but it didn't fall.
Yeah, it's halfway in.
Halfway in and spun out. That's why a lot of coaches, shooting coaches, would tell you to put back spin on that basketball so it sucks into the rim. Pengel has a shot that lacks spin. It's somewhat of a, I don't know how to say, but
she kind of rips it.
Yeah, she kind of rips it. So the ball, without spin, is always prone to do something like that.
What
Lovely
a feed.
pass inside by Mariko. Good finish by the number 5 of Suriname. Number 6 of Suriname, sorry, that's Vianen. Good finish by her. 3 put up, recovered by McDavid on the offensive glass. She goes up, gets the 2. McDavid feasting again in the paint. Another offensive rebound. Total dominance on the offensive glass by McDavid. I'm feeling good because I called it at the start of the game.
Are you having some biasness on this commentating?
No. I gave an assessment based on the statistics. The statistics are bearing out tonight, and I feel proud. I think you mentioned something about prophecy last night.
Yes, sir.
This isn't prophecy. This is just statistical projection, my good sir.
Good shot by Ruth, finishing.
Now she can flex. That was a very strong play by Ruth Adams on the inside. The score is 88 to 25 with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the quarter.
What a block.
Denial by Ruth Adams. I'm loving the effort.
I think after coming out flat in last night's game, Guyana came out with a purpose today. We're going to rack up the points. We're going to take it to Suriname. We know they're not the strongest team, but we have to do something to give us a little bit of momentum going into our final game.
Here we see Parati driving along the baseline. Blocked by McDavid. An all-round dominant performance by McDavid tonight. Joy Adams finds McDavid. McDavid kicks it out. Blocked
That's
from
a foul.
behind by Pengel. Pengel going for the drive.
Shot by
Pulls up for
Pengel.
three.
Misses.
Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound too long for Parati. Tipped by McDavid to Adams. Adams brings it up the floor. McDavid moves inside immediately. Joy Adams with a strong play and finish. We don't see her driving herself that often. She often looks to facilitate, but she put her head down and got it all the way to the rim.
And she doesn't look like she could be stopped by a lot of these girls here. She's strong physically, but I think as the leader of the team, she tries to make sure that her teammates get involved. And once these girls are feeling from beyond the arc, she could take over at any point.
Three ball by Joy.
Bang!
Oh my, she puts up the
Joy
three.
for three.
It's an offensive onslaught by Guyana. 93 points put up with just 10 seconds left in this third quarter. The ball turned over again, no? Yep, ball turned over again. Up the floor by Joy Adams to Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams with the easy two. It's 95 points at the end of the third quarter. Insane display by Guyana. 95-25, 70-point lead.
My goodness.
I can't believe what we're seeing tonight.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 70-point lead in the game.
So this, I've commentated many basketball games. I've never commentated one with a 70-point basketball, a 70-point lead. This is incredible.
This is one for the books, man.
Anyone who says women's basketball is not entertaining, I need you to zip your mouth shut and sew it shut.
Definitely.
This has been a great day of basketball. We've seen great tournament of basketball, actually. We've seen a great offensive performance from the Bahamas last night. Very competitive game with Jamaica. We saw a great game today again with the Virgin Islands playing Jamaica. And now we're seeing an absolute offensive clinic being put on by Guyana against Suriname. What is there to complain about?
And I mean, it's not just the offense too. They're playing really good defense by pressuring the Surinames. I mean, we know the Surinames are going to give the ball away anyway, but you still have to do the work. So Guyana playing a really good all-around game. You see McDavid very active, blocking shots. It's been a hell of a performance by the Guyanese women, and they're definitely playing into the hands of the crowd here, who is showing and giving them all the praise that they so richly and rightly deserve.
Yes, here's the DJ playing some music there to hype up the crowd. The crowd is relaxed but energetic. I think that's a bit oxymoronic, but that's the only way I could describe it. The crowd is very happy with what they're seeing tonight. I think this is the perfect warm-up for tomorrow, which is set to be a very enthralling day at the Caribbean Women's Championship here, put on by FIBA. I want to remind you, viewers, if you want to stay up to date with the statistics, other than listening to us here in the commentary box, be sure to check out FIBA.basketball for live stats, scores, and play-by-play.
Definitely. And of course, you could also check FIBA's live YouTube channel to look at the live feed. Well,
if you're here interested, say that means you're on the live feed.
Right?
But be sure to check out the live feed tomorrow as well for the games. We'll be here again tomorrow to keep you up to date with what's happening in the game.
Bang! Root for
Ruth
three.
Adams, that's another three. Guyana's perimeter shooting is all the way up tonight. And I think the perimeter shooting is made easier by the fact that McDavid is dominating on the boards. You see Suriname assigning two players to keep her quiet, which always leaves someone open on the perimeter.
Correct. Good observation right there, Omari. And I think Guyana's just been capitalizing. Giannini for a long three, misses everything but the net.
Yeah, she brushes the bottom of the net there. The wrong side of the bottom. Nonetheless, inbounds by Guyana. Joy Adams brings the ball up the floor. I'm wondering at what point the Guyana coach is going to put in, rinse the starting lineup and put in some of the bench. I think the statements have been made, and with a lead like this, I don't see it being overcome?
Well, I mean, let's get to 100 first, and then let's talk about bringing in some of his bench players. But I think it's definitely a good showing. We could definitely do a full rinse, get some of the bench players in to give them some game time action.
Turnover by Suriname, turn right back over by Guyana. Lovely passing. Oh, McDavid with the foul there. There we see some of her pass behavior there. Overly eager, swiping, doesn't get the ball, commits the foul.
This is the best game McDavid has played for the tournament.
This is our best game of the tournament. I mean, it was the optimist in me expecting more from her because I've been watching the warm-ups. I've been watching her prep for the tournament. But I'm really happy tonight to see it actually show up. Here we see the replay. Turnover by Joy Adams there. And then as the ball comes back, just missed the end of that replay there. However, one of the free throws scored by the Surinamese. Ball back up on the end.
Ooh, what a starter step by Joy. Shot from Ruth.
Doesn't get it to fall. There again, we see two players boxing out. McDavid. Suriname corrals the rebound. Jadini for three.
Bang! Jadini from the three.
She hasn't been afraid to pull the trigger. I'm happy to see that. Good pass inside by Joy Adams. McDavid rushes the pass.
Well, at this point, you shouldn't be taking anything but threes.
Another three pulled by Jadini. Doesn't get it to fall. Ruth Adams driving up the floor. Pass out to McDavid for the mid-range. McDavid gets it to fall.
Easy.
McDavid is cooking tonight.
Too easy.
Alexa, play Too Easy by Ghana. That brings up the 100 for Guyana, that mid-range jumper there. Reminiscent of a Zach Randolph, how she took that shot.
Joy all the way.
Drive.
And a foul.
Blocking foul committed by the number 2 of Suriname. Yeah, blocking foul committed by the number 2 of Suriname. That looks like Nyman. Yep, blocking foul committed by Nyman there, as you see on the replay. Joy Adams manages to get a trip to the line there. Doesn't get the finish, however. Chance for 2 at the free throw line. Scores the first, taking the score to 101. I think it's pretty safe to say that Guyana is going to overcome the tournament high they set in their first game. Yep, both free throws scored. The score is 102 to 29, the highest lead of the game so far for the Guyanese.
102, equally.
Yeah, so now they've just equaled their highest score of the tournament, 102, done against the Bahamas.
On opening night as well.
Yes, on opening night. So Team Guyana showing how explosive their scoring can be. Good hands, active hands by McDavid there to secure the steal. Passes to Joy Adams. Joy Adams drives. Passes to Ruth. Ruth goes up, gets blocked, recovers the ball. No basket. That's a foul called on number 2, Nyman. Another foul committed by Nyman there. If we get to see a replay, we'll see exactly what type of foul was called there. It might have been a reaching foul there by Nyman. I don't think it was a block.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a block.
Yeah, we see the replay here. Yep, reaching foul there committed by Nyman.
Ruth sinks the first of 2.
So now we have a new tournament high, 103 points set by Guyana.
With 6 minutes and 44 seconds to go as well. So Guyana has a real shot of racking up the points here. And I think if this game ends right now, this would be the lowest losing total of the tournament so far at 29.
Yeah, I think so. The previous low in the tournament is 45 by Suriname. No, sorry, 33 by Suriname against the Virgin Islands. Guyana has a chance to
hold them
to below that, but the defense would have to hold for another 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. I'm sure the Surinamese are out trying to get something out of the game. We see a 3 put up by Slagveer. Gets absolutely nothing. Adams pushes it up the floor to Joy Adams.
Swings the ball.
Corner to Copperfield. Copperfield takes the 2. Doesn't get it to go. Jamesi Ogo fights for the rebound. Doesn't get it.
Here comes Jadini. Janini. Picked by Ruth. Picked by Ruth. Easy
layup. They receive another turnover by Suriname. Another points off of turnover. More points off the fast break for Guyana. Full court press by Ruth Adams there. Slagveer up against
Ruth Adams. If this was NBA 2K, she definitely had the
Slagveer puts up a wild shot.
badge.
Doesn't get it to fall. Corralled by Arshia Ramla. Arshia brings it up the floor. Gets it to Joy Adams. Joy Adams pulls for the heat check 3. Doesn't get it to drop. The ball is loose. Corralled by Arshia. Arshia back to Joy. Joy fakes, drives. Gets the 1-2. Doesn't get the finish. Gets her own rebound. Loses the ball. Slagveer recovers. Passes to Jadini. Jadini takes it up the left wing. Settles her team. And sizes up Ruth Adams. Copperfield here. Up against the number 6 of Suriname.
That's Viennan.
Good shot. That's the 3 balls scored by the Surinamese. 32 points, 1 away from avoiding the inglorious title of lowest score.
And here comes Jadini pushing the pace.
Jadini should be going straight to the basket there. There was no pressure from Adams or Copperfield. Jadini left wide open on the 3-point line.
Misses badly.
Guyana gets the ball. Joy Adams brings it up the floor. Joy Adams for another heat check 3. Doesn't get it to fall. Ogle boxed out well by Leto. Doesn't get it to score. It looks like the coach is going to make 2 more substitutions. We have Romain checking back into the game. We also see the number 22 for Guyana. That's Brianne Ritchie checking in for her first minutes of the night. This may be actually her first minutes of the tournament. I'm not 100% certain.
She played in the first game against the Bahamas.
Oh, got some in the first game. Okay. And I wanna make it a point that Brianne Ritchie is only 14 years old. She's the youngest selected player for the senior national women's team. She's previously represented at the Inter-Guyana Games alongside Rahasia Romain, who also checked into the game there. And she represents North Georgetown High School in youth basketball Guyana tournaments. It's impressive to see a 14-year-old taking the floor. I'm hoping that we see some interesting plays here from her tonight. She has an opportunity to make a name for herself in these 4 minutes.
Well, in the first game against Bahamas, in the, if you want to say garbage time, she hit a tree, so she got some range as well. So she's a pretty good player. I think she could handle the ball, and she shoots it well as.
Yeah, she showed that she can handle the ball. She showed that she can shoot it. There we see Romain and Mariko getting into it. I'm actually surprised the refs didn't call anything more, because Mariko was swinging her elbows and Romain grabbed her shirt after. Romain grabbed Mariko's shirt after the elbow was swung. You know, the typical thing you do when you hold the ball over your head and turn with your elbows out. Fortunately, I'm glad the refs didn't call anything there, however, because we saw in the previous game they were a little trigger happy with the technical calls in those chippy situations.
Well, at this point, I mean, it wouldn't change the outcome of the game.
Yeah, indeed it won't. Here we see Pengel stepping in for the 3 off the bounce. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound corralled by Arshia Ramlal. Arshia passes to Romain. Romain drives on Mariko. Mariko hounding her, returning the favor from earlier. Ball pass to Ritchie. Ritchie finds Ogle in the corner. Ogle back up top to Romain. Romain with 6 seconds on the clock. Pulls up for the long 2. Short. Rebounded by Ritchie. No, it isn't. Recovered by Pengel. Pengel alone on the drive up against Ramlal. Good pass into Mariko. Foul committed by Arshia Ramlal there. She jumped forward instead of jumping straight up. Bumps.
That's a good
Mariko.
foul, though.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good foul. Prevents the basket, forces Mariko to earn her points the hard way on the line. You have nothing to lose. Here we see the replay.
Yeah,
Yep, jumps forward, bumps Mariko, doesn't get the finish.
Marika has been a poor free throw shooter for the series as well. So the likelihood of her, commentator's curse, I see.
See, that is why I try to remain positive, Tristan. That is why I try to remain positive. I root for all these players out here. I root for all these girls, all these women, because I'm just here to have fun and watch good basketball.
Hey, that's the stats, bro. She's shooting under 50% from the free throw line.
Hey, you're right. You're right. Pass in denied from Copperfield. Pass up to Mariko. Mariko drives at Ramlal again. Foul again. This time she gets the bucket and one. Suriname has now surpassed their previous lowest total. That too takes the score to 35 with a chance for a three-point play. Mariko showing some fight. The score is
106-33.
Yeah, there we see the replay. Yep, foul again by Arshia Ramlal. She kept her hands up but jumped into Mariko. Not as much contact as the previous play, but Mariko fell to the floor and slid. Yes, the score has been corrected now to 106-35. Chance for a three-point play after the timeout. I think the Guyana coach is going to be telling his players to calm down. They're trying a little bit too much here. I do think the lack of chemistry is what's affecting the local players as they've come in. They've not had a lot of time on the floor in the tournament. They've not had a lot of time together in the tournament. And naturally, we're seeing the fruits of that. Hopefully, we can see a little bit of that ball movement, off the ball movement from them here. We saw Richie and Ogle fighting for the same rebound. No Surinamese was under the basket at the time, and they ended up giving up possession there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a matter of remaining calm. It's 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. It's a matter of going through your progressions, especially as the bench unit is on the floor, just to get some run time and be ready if you're called upon in Game 4.
Yep. As missed free throw there, your statistical projections of Marika's free throw woes proved to be accurate. Here we see Romaine with the ball. Romaine got her first taste of national basketball at the Inter-Guyana Games. She also was an all-star locally in 2022. That same year is the year she represented at the Inter-Guyana Games. She plays her local basketball for Panthers Basketball Club. Here we see Richie at the free throw line, misses her first free throw. Chance for her first points of the night. She sizes it up. Yeah, doesn't get it to fall. Look nervous on that second free throw there.
Clear frustration.
Yeah,
afterwards.
power failure. You can see the frustration on her face. She still has 2 minutes and 44 seconds to get something on the board. And if Suriname keeps turning over the ball, somebody's going to get an opportunity on the break.
The likelihood of Suriname turning over the ball is very high in 2 minutes and 44 seconds as well.
Yes, I think now is actually a good time for us to do a turnover check. Guyana currently has 17 turnovers for the game and 22 steals. Meanwhile, the Surinamese have 30 turnovers and 11 steals on the game so far.
Great game tonight from Guyana. I think it was definitely needed so that this could boost their confidence going into that final game against Jamaica tomorrow evening at 20 hours 30 or 8:30 p.m.
Yep, and although we've seen some prolific, whoa, that's another 3-point score there by that Pengo.
Yeah, that's Pengo.
Yes, unafraid to pull the trigger. Romaine bringing the ball up, asking for the offense to get set. She picks up her dribble a little prematurely there. Backing over, yep, her right foot stepped back into the backcourt there. I did say she picked up her dribble prematurely. Here we see checking in for the first time tonight, Keen Andrews, the number 15 for Guyana, replacing Copperfield.
Keen, a veteran on the team.
No, sorry, replacing Ogle there. Copperfield stays on the floor. Yes, Keen, a veteran on the team, long-standing senior women's national player. She's traveled to Tortola, British Virgin Islands at the last CBC, and she formerly represented the University of Guyana alongside Ogle and Copperfield. Loose ball, two players going for the loose ball here. Guyana gets it, pass in to Keen. Keen inside, back outside to Romain. Romain dribbles, pulls up, doesn't get it to fall. Rebound not recovered by Copperfield. Possession stays with Guyana. We're seeing a couple of scrappy possessions here from Guyana. However, we're seeing some smart movement both on and off the ball. Foul committed by Pengel there on Romain. The ball stays out of bounds to be brought in by Guyana. That's only the fourth team foul for Suriname. That is the fourth team foul for Suriname, sorry. So that sends Romain to the line for a chance for her first points
of the evening.
Oh no, she doesn't go to the line. That is indeed, like I said, it was a forced pass in there. Can Pengel keep it? I don't think she can.
She gets to it.
Out of bounds. Yep, she stepped out of bounds before passing it back. Good effort from Marika though to back her up on that break. 1 minute 33 seconds left. Romain bringing the ball up against Pengel. Blows by Pengel. Blows by Marika. Pass in the corner to Paddy. Paddy got ahead of herself there. Started moving inside before the pass came. Paddy checked in a little bit earlier for her first minutes of the night, maybe her first minutes of the tournament. She made her national debut in August of this year. There we see Pengel pull in for three there without hesitation.
Romain dribbling. The entire Suriname team pulls up a shot.
Romain pulls up confidently here, doesn't get it to fall. I'm loving the confidence.
Yeah, she's very aggressive.
Nardian goes up, doesn't
gets
get it to
the rebound.
Finish.
She's very aggressive.
Gets the rebound. Romain driving directly at them. The crowd is chanting for Romain to drive. She picks up her dribble, passes out to Copperfield. Copperfield inside to Paddy. Paddy loses the handle there, gets it into the corner. Copperfield goes for the easy floater, doesn't get it to fall. Pass out to Nardian. Nardian all alone. Copperfield gets back to play defense, puts her hands up, wraps Nardian up. Good defensive effort from Copperfield to get back and prevent what appeared to be an easy bucket on the break. I think Nardian thought she was alone. She didn't expect Copperfield to come out of nowhere.
I mean, this is good for our bench players. Show some grit, show some heart, show some determination. Just 37 seconds basically left in the game. Pengel for three, misses wildly.
Recovered by Keen. Keen, ball gets to Richie to Copperfield. Copperfield drives in. Tries to force the pass inside to Paddy. Ball picked off by Suriname.
Pengel
for three.
Bang!
Pengel gets that three to fall, taking the score to 41 for the Surinamese. 15.4 seconds left in the game. Romain pushing the ball up the floor.
That's a foul.
That's a foul committed from behind by Marika. I'm wondering how many fouls does Marika have in the game so far? Taking a quick check of the box score. That's only Marika's third personal foul. All right, chance at the line for Romain to get her first points of the night again, her second chance. Can she capitalize on at least one of these free throws? She doesn't get the first to fall, too short. I think the only concern for Guyana going into the final game is that the bench has only scored 1 point for Guyana tonight. I don't think the bench has scored many points for Guyana throughout the tournament. Short again by Romain. Foul committed there by Richie on Nardian. Sending Nardian to the line. The clock has stopped. So Guyana may have another opportunity to get a shot up. I think that's the biggest concern for the Guyana team. The bench has not been able to contribute on the offensive end. They've struggled mightily on offense. we're seeing lots of defensive potential there from the bench, but without offense, the opposing team can consider any time the Guyana second unit is on the floor, or any mix of that second unit, there's an opportunity for you to limit the scoring and try to claw into Guyana's lead. We know for certain that timeout called by Guyana with 9.2 seconds left in the game. I'm interested as to why the coach calls the timeout at that point. Nonetheless, we're looking forward to the next game, and we know for certain that the Jamaicans have more offensive options than this Surinamese team. So the lack of scoring by the Guyanese second unit is something that has to be taken into consideration. I know Jamaica is looking at this, the Jamaican technical team is looking at this and seeing that this is a potential pathway into the game. If you can limit the production of the starters like the Virgin Islands did, you're going to be in the game with a shout.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, that means that the Guyanese starters are putting up 105 points. You know, so you will have to do a lot to just limit the starters. I think you can isolate a bench player, try to attack them, but Guyana will have to be able to counter a move like that from Jamaica tomorrow evening by trying to hide maybe your weak player on defense. But at the end of the day, Guyana has a very strong unit going against Jamaica, and it's shaping up to be a very interesting game tomorrow evening between the two Caribbean countries.
I want to make a quick correction on Brianna Ritchie. Brianna Ritchie plays for the Trojans. Good pass inside to Keane. She doesn't get to hold it. Ball recovered. Wow. I think that's the weight difference there between Romain and Narden. Narden holding on to the ball and absolutely flipping Romain. So yes, Romain plays for the Panthers and Ritchie plays for the Trojans. 3.8 seconds left in the game. The score is 106-42. Biggest deficit, biggest lead, biggest score in the tournament as well. Paddy, I think the clock is going to run out there on Ritchie. Yep, clock runs out there. Only 1 point scored by the Guyanese bench, but it doesn't matter. The score is 106-42. The job was done at the end of the first half, pretty much.
At the end of the first quarter, pretty much.
Yeah, at the end of the first quarter, you could say. This final score is 106-42. Guyana takes a massive win, biggest win of the tournament for them. I think that may actually be the biggest win of the tournament, period.
Period, yeah. Really good game. Sets up a really intriguing final day tomorrow here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Of course, the Bahamas playing the Virgin Islands at 4:30 p.m. and Guyana they're going to be playing Jamaica at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, we want to thank the Surinamese team for their participation in the tournament. Wish these players all the best in their future endeavors. Saw a lot of bright spots from them, and hopefully they can build on this experience and be better. As for the Guyanese team, you see them there in the center celebrating, enjoying, soaking in the moment after this win. I think they've shown the most explosive offense, I would say, actually. We see the schedule of the day today, the first game ending 93-43 in favor of the Virgin Islands against Jamaica. Guyana tonight, better in the Virgin Islands, score earlier today with 106-42. Now that we're looking at the table here, Bahamas and Guyana both on 5 points going into the final day. The Virgin Islands on 6, Jamaica and Suriname on 4, but Suriname has no games remaining. So with just one game left for all the teams, excluding Suriname, literally anyone can finish anywhere on this table.
That's why it's definitely an exciting final day tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I think Guyana has a really good chance, and I'm hoping for biased reasons Bahamas can walk away with an upset against the Virgin Islands.
I think there's the potential for it, but we'll just have to wait and see. Before we sign off for the night, I want to point out some of the key players for the game tonight. We had Anaya McDavid with 24 points, behind Amisha Ramlal's 25 points, a game lead for Guyana. Amisha shot 66% from the field, 50% from 3, 85% from 2, 70% field goal percentage for Anaya McDavid for her 24. She didn't hit any threes, but she was 12 for 6 from the field, from 2-point range, with 7 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds. That's 12 rebounds total, 3 steals, 1 block, 3 assists. It's been a great performance from her. We want to wrap up the show tonight. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. This is Omari Joseph and Tristan Joseph signing off for the night.
Good night.